Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Our Community with Whitney Prather. Learn about what's happening in Stark and Tuscarawas counties and the surrounding areas. We're going to highlight interesting people, businesses, organizations, churches, events, and even more. Stay tuned. Allison Hottinger and Lisa Kalber are sisters who are passionate about giving back. As they began to raise their own families, they realized that the true meaning of Christmas and the spirit of giving was getting lost in the hustle and bustle of the season. Hello, somebody. They put pen to paper, wood to the saw, and clay in their hands to create the book, Manger, and Baby Jesus that make up the Giving Manger, a complete tradition to help families focus on the real meaning of Christmas. And today I'm speaking with one half of the duo, Lisa Kalber. And this interview really touched my heart in such a unique way. I want you to tune in and learn about how to create a beautiful Christmas tradition with your family that is based on truth and kindness of this season. I can't wait for you to hear it. Stay tuned. Hey, Lisa, I'm so excited to have you. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm so good. Thank you for being on the show today. I'm excited to talk about the Giving Manger. I want to know, where did this original idea come from?
My sister and I, as our kids were kind of going through, we were getting in the spirit of Christmas, and our kids are getting a little bit older, seeing a lot of commercials and a lot of things. Their lists were getting longer and longer and longer. And we were both just a little bit frustrated by the fact that all our kids were focusing on was what they were going to get for Christmas and not what they could give. And so we actually went back to this old neighbor that we had, and my sister had noticed a little manger in their house. And we've had a lot of people kind of reach out where they do kind of these little similar traditions. And they had a little wooden manger, and they would add little pieces of straw every time that they did something kind. And we looked back on that and we thought, let's do this with our kids. Let's try this and see if it works. And it changed our whole entire Christmas season, to be honest with you.
My goodness, my ears really perked up when you were saying this, because I'm in this stage right now where my 5-year-old, it's exciting when the lists start to form, but as they get longer, you're like, Lord, what? So yeah, I really love that you shared that. So I'm curious, I would love for you to kind of walk me through what the Giving Manger is all about. Thanks for sharing how the idea was really birthed, but tell me, what is the Giving Manger?
So after we did so well in our own homes, and we're so proud of our kids and really came together as a family to fill our little mangers, we decided to give gifts to friends, and they had the same experience. And we realized, wow, this is something we could share with so many people because we were so passionate about it ourselves. So what we did is we put together a little kit. So there's a book that comes with it, and that explains the tradition and gets the family all excited. And then what you do is you set out your little wooden manger, and we like to put it somewhere visible in our house. We'd love to make little centerpieces and make it really pretty so that Jesus is kind of that central focus of our home. And then every time anyone in the family does something kind for someone, it can be a kind deed, it can be a kind compliment, whatever it is, they just put a little piece of straw in the manger. And you're going to work together as you fill that manger with all these little acts of kindness to create the softest bed you can for baby Jesus on Christmas Day. So we take that opportunity on Christmas to bring out our baby Jesus, and we just talk about his life and what he did and how we have kind of walked that same path this entire month, and what it meant to us. And just having that really special opportunity for conversation when your kids are little, or my son now is 13 when they're big. It's this rare moment in the year where you reflect like that and you've really put a month of effort into it. So that's how the Giving Manger works, and it comes with everything you need to get started. So we've been just overwhelmed by the response and all the families that have reached out to us. And it's just, it's changed our life. That's for sure.
Yeah. Wow. I love seeing your face talk about this. You're so excited. And I can tell that the tradition has meant so much to you and to your family. What traditions did you and your sister have growing up that kind of informed this? Or did you guys have any traditions like this?
Yeah, absolutely. Our parents were really, really focused on, well, definitely we were a Christian home, but also they really focused a lot on giving to others. I remember a Christmas. It's something that like you never forget. But we adopted like a family that we brought in an entire Christmas for them, and we had a good life. Like we didn't, we never had to worry where our food was coming from. We never had to, you know what I'm saying? Our parents worked hard and gave us a great life, but to see this family where to even have a Christmas tree in their home, that was something I couldn't even grasp until that moment when I walked in that house and we had all the presents and we had a tree and we had decorations for them to decorate the tree. I mean, and I just get emotional even thinking about like what a rare opportunity that was to just serve someone that way, you know? Sorry, I'm such a softie, but it
No,
was
no, I'm
very
right there with
eye-opening for
you.
me. And my mom and dad both were very, um, they just really tried to help us think outside of ourselves and not just about like what we were experiencing, but like seeing other people, like seeing the homeless person on the street and seeing the kid at school that didn't have any friends, and that you could take action there, that was an opportunity. And so I think, like for me, with the Giving Manger, my son is 13 now, and I just was only blessed with one, and I'm so grateful for him. And we are just so grateful we were even able to have him. But so many things go by the wayside at Christmas, and all that Christmas magic, is not the focus of our Christmas anymore. But this is magic that we create every single year. I mean, the silliest things of like opening the door for every single person that use and holding the door for every single person, or just focusing on giving 10 genuine compliments today. I mean, you can change a person's day. And that to me is like the real magic. And that's like the gift that Christ gave us and changing the whole world. And we can have some impact every day through our own actions. So that is why I love it, is because you really focus on it. And it's not that it isn't something I want to do every day, but when you really put that like full court press, it really makes it such a meaningful month.
Yeah. Holy moly. I feel like I wish the listeners could just see our faces. Like you're smiling, talking, and I'm smiling, looking at you. There is so much joy in this discussion. I really, really am appreciating just your heart, you and your sister's heart behind the Giving Manger. And also, how amazing for your parents to raise you guys in a way that glorifies the Lord and thinks about other people. Like, that is such a wonderful idea. Who doesn't know a family who could use a pick me up during the Christmas time, and maybe not at the extent of giving them a whole entire Christmas, but definitely doing something special. You just dropped so many gems, whether it's giving someone a whole entire Christmas, giving them a gift, giving them 10 compliments, or opening the door. It's so incredibly good. I want to know what else is included in the Giving Manger. I saw that there was a book and all of that. So can you just walk us through those specific
Yeah, I always get excited
bits?
when I talk through it. So the book is included. Like I said, it's a story that is about a family who starts a tradition. It's really sweet and fun and gets the kids kind of excited about the idea. And then it includes a wooden manger that you set out in a little display. There's a little bundle of straw, and that's what you set next to your manger for each of those kind deeds. And oh my goodness, I almost forgot to say the baby Jesus. We'll giggle for your baby. All of a sudden I go, wait a minute, I forgot something. The baby Jesus is also included that you are going to bring out on Christmas Day. So we get a ton of on our Instagram, we get a ton of people who tag us, all their kids doing all these kind of deeds. It's so fun every day to just go in there and see the tags. And my favorite pictures are you see all these kids from all these different backgrounds and and they're all like holding the little baby Jesus or kissing the little baby Jesus. I mean, it just melts your heart.
It does. It does. My daughter actually has a snow globe of the nativity scene. And it's a snow globe, but she always kisses it. And I'm like, she gives it the slobberiest kiss. I'm like, okay, thanks. I have to go wipe this off now. But it really is sweet to see them interact and feel the magic. And it's not centered around Santa Claus. And in our household, Santa Claus is a celebrity, but he's just not the main deal. And so I have been looking for enhancements on how to drive home this message of Jesus being the center of it all. And this certainly fits within that. So, do you see that kids really catch on to this concept fairly quickly? Are they excited about it?
Yeah, definitely. And like, it's interesting because in the book, one of the things that we start out with is the kids are kind of like, thinking that they're going to get more gifts this year. The dad talks about we're going to be giving so many gifts this year. And then the kids are like, what? This is a wooden manger. Like, what is happening? And so anyhow, the gifts are obviously of themselves. But so the mom initially models that behavior for the kids. And so she starts kind of doing their chores for them and doing all these sweet things. And they come home and they're like, oh, I don't have to do this. Oh, and she's like, yeah, I put a few pieces of straw in the manger. And they're like, oh, okay. But it's true with your kids too. A little bit of modeling goes a long way where, you show them a few things or you make it just fun. The first few, you just make it really fun. We love to do surprise things where people don't know where it came from in our family. That's kind of a big one. Like where you ring the doorbell and run and drop some cookies or whatever it is. You just make it interesting. But then you also, the important part is the little things where you say, wow, thank you for putting your shoes away. Put a piece of straw in the manger. So you make them realize that it's all of these little actions. And now the sweet part when they get a little older is when like my husband will do something for me and my son will say to him, Dad, that was so sweet. You did that for Mom. You should put a piece of straw in the manger. So you see how after all these years of all the fun and crazy things we've done, but also all of the small things that we've done, that it sticks with them.
Yeah. I love how you're just hitting on the fact that these acts of services don't have to be big. They can be little things that you do around the house. So what has your son specifically said to you about this concept and this tradition?
It's really fun to hear him explain it to his friends or people that come over because they're like, oh, what's that? Like, what's that manger? And he's like, oh, wow. And he tells them all about it and how you get to fill it all up. And I really couldn't do any of this without my husband and son's support. They're so cute. I texted him right before. I'm like, hey, just letting you know, because he's doing school at home. So online, as many of you are dealing with, but I'm like, hey, about to do an interview. He's like, I hope it goes really well, Mom. And I think like he sees like all these people that get so excited about it. And there's definitely like a little bit of pride there because it's like now even bigger full circle for him where he sees that like in this tiny little way we're changing the world. Last year we did a little calculation. We always do weird things to motivate ourselves, and we calculated the number of giving mangers we sold and if every piece of straw was placed, and it was 5 million acts of kindness. I mean, that is amazing. That is something to be proud of.
Yes. Wow. Huge mouth drop on that. Wow. 5 million.
I know, it's wild, isn't it? So yeah, but I think
it's amazing what we can do, right? When we just lean into the leaning of the Holy Spirit and do what he's asked us to do.
I mean, we leaned in because let me tell you, when we were like, I think we have a product. We come from a really entrepreneurial family. all
Love
across
it.
the board, all of our relatives. And we realized, oh my goodness, because the thing for us was we hadn't intended on making everything ourselves, but we couldn't find anything. And when we searched and searched the internet because the only mangers we could find were full size. Like I don't want that in my house. I don't need like a 4x6 giant manger and a giant bale of hay. I just need something simple that we could lay out. But so we kind of came to this realization, man, after giving it as gifts to friends, like this is a good idea. And we both were not in the best place to do this. I had recently been diagnosed with MS, which was just a completely life-altering experience. And I just kind of started really feeling a little bit better after a bad episode. And my sister, who lives in a separate state from me, she's in California, had 5 kids that were tiny. So we kept going, I don't know. I don't know if we can handle this. But I don't know. Sometimes you're just called to things and I don't know. We just knew we had to do it. So we just, I don't know how we did it. I really don't. There were a lot of late nights. There was a lot of getting up at 4 a.m. There was a lot of, it was crazy to create it all and put it all together and making 30 different models of mangers in my garage and my sister wrote the book. It was always her dream to write a children's book. And it's just, it's just beautiful. So, and even to molding the baby Jesus. We just, testing different types of straw. And all of it. It's wild, but my heart really goes out to any entrepreneur out there. It's amazing. Like when you really do, like you said, just lean into it. It's like, it's amazing what you can accomplish and how things just come together when it's something that, you feel like you've kind of find your purpose and what you're meant for.
Yeah. What an inspiration you and your sister are, because man, I'm sure there are so many people who just find themselves in the throes of life after a diagnosis or having tons of tiny people to care for. And you're like, I just need to keep these people alive. I don't want to create something, So I think that's so inspirational and powerful to just really follow the heart of God, that voice that he's placed inside of you. Very, very good. So for the sake of inspiration, and you shared some of these before, but I'm just curious, what are some of your favorite acts of kindness that you've done as a family?
So we were traveling for Christmas 2 years ago, and our family lives all over. My husband's is all in North Dakota, Minnesota, up north, and our family is half in California. We've got like California, DC. We're all over the place anyhow.
I love it.
My parents moved to Austin, but maybe I'm the favorite. Not sure.
Oh, yeah, you are the favorite. They came to be with you.
Yeah, I can't complain. Anyhow, but we do have to travel to see our family. So that's always a little stressful during Christmas time. And I know a lot of people won't even have that opportunity this year. So, but so we're at the airport. Oh, we decide right before we leave, we had a couple of boxes of candy canes, and my son was like, let's grab those and give them out at the airport. And I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. We're going to make so many kids happy. Maybe they'll be crying. We get there and my son starts handing out the candy canes, but he's not handing them out to the kids. He's handing them out to all the workers. And the looks on their faces, this is not because I told him to, he's like a little 10, 11-year-old boy, and he's like giving them to the workers. And the looks on their faces for someone to actually recognize them and thank them for what they were doing, you couldn't even believe how much it meant to them. I think they just sit there and listen to yelling people all the time and just feel so unseen. But that's like that magic piece I talk about. Like when a person feels seen and appreciated, I just really hope that changed their whole day. It was the least stressful travel day I've ever had in my entire life. It was all we were focusing on was which worker we could give a candy cane to and run over. And I never thought about myself, and I never worried about if our flight was going to be late. And I didn't worry about if, my seat, anything. I just was so, it just changed the whole day for us. So we really won in the end. It's kind of funny. My mom always says that because my mom is always doing so many things for so many people in her community and in our family. And I mean, extended family. And I'm like, Mom, I don't know if I'll ever be like, I don't know if I'll ever be as amazing as you and as just, because I just see her do it. And she's like, Lisa, it's sometimes, I think you don't realize that I get a lot from everything that I do too, because, I have all these amazing relationships with these people because they allowed me to serve them. And so, she's like, I gained so much from it. And I never thought about
Yeah.
it that way. I thought it was just give, give, give. But in all these opportunities that people have allowed her to give of herself, she's created these amazing, really, really close relationships.
Yeah. Wow. How remarkable your family. I just want to know y'all.
They're pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. My mom, I would say she's a combination of Mary Poppins and Mother Teresa because she's also like
Lord.
Mary Poppins. Like she's like, I don't explain myself to anyone, but she's so fun. Everything's
Yeah.
a game.
That is so wonderful. Okay, so I just want to talk back office. How is it doing business with family? And, you mentioned you and your sister live in two different states, her residing in California, and then you in Austin, Texas. How is it just managing it? Is it pretty seamless? Is it seamless now, but it wasn't seamless then? Like,
I
how
wouldn't
did you
say
guys pull this off?
yeah, it's not always been seamless. And the interesting thing is, you think just because you grow up the same way that you think the same way. But as you get older, I mean, we're our own people with our own families and our own ideas and our own goals. So being really respectful of what it looks like for both of us is always that fine line for us and that balance. I'm the more like the idea girl, like let's do 500 products. And Alice is like, well, let's slow down. Let's do this well. And so in that, I think we work really well together because she reels me in and I pull her forward.
Forward.
So
Yeah.
that works really well for us. But it's just like, it's kind of like a marriage, to be honest with you. You have to communicate. You have to be willing to be vulnerable when you're concerned about something. And you have to talk all the time to make sure you're on the same page. I mean, it is really, really nice because like, if I'm not feeling so great, Allison can step in for me, or if she's got a ton of stuff going on with her kids, I can step in for her. But we try to kind of stay in our lanes and we have our things that we're both really great at. And that works really well for us. So,
Nice.
yeah, we were really, really lucky. We partnered, this year with Hachette Publishing, and it's a division called Worthy Kids. And so they've been amazing this year. Have helped with all of our distribution, and so it's been really, really nice to actually have a little bit more of a life because we have some help. And
So let me ask you, were you guys distributing everything prior to this year yourselves?
we did.
Not the 5 million
No, I mean,
sticks,
it was
straws.
insanity. No, it was insanity. And we really got to a point, which, speaking to other people as they go through things, we got to a point where we knew that to a certain degree, we had grown past, really where our skill set was.
Yeah.
And so we had this incredible opportunity to, work with Worthy Kids and Hachette Publishing, where they've got a team of people to do all kinds of things, so that we can just continue to create and build, and create new products and different things. It was really a huge thing for our families. We got a lot of our life back. So, because you can
Thank God
imagine
for
around this
that.
time of year, yeah, it was a big risk that we took every year with our inventory, and we sold out many, many years just because we couldn't afford any more inventory. People would
Yeah.
get, sometimes they get mad and be like, I know you have some. We're like, no, we really don't. We literally don't have any more. We couldn't afford any more inventory than that. So it's kind of a funny process, really. But now it's amazing. All these big stores have it, and people can get it shipped on Amazon Prime if they want to. Kind of all these things that felt very,
Nice.
yeah, it just, for us at the time, it's so much, and you don't want to make the wrong decision. But I think when you have the right partnerships, and that, just like I said, that's another thing where when it came, it was a big decision, but we really took time and we prayed about it, and we made sure that we were so thoughtful in the partnership and who we were working with. And I mean, they're just an amazing, amazing group of women that we work with there. And Hachette is, I mean, just amazing. And we really feel grateful. I feel like it was the perfect timing for everything. So
Good. Wow. You've definitely walked us through a journey today about just listening to God and following the leading of the Holy Spirit to create this amazing product, the Giving Manger. And then just, you've unveiled kind of the ups and downs. And then this transition of having the distribution being handled by someone else. That was totally a faith walk as well. So thank you for sharing today. I always like to ask all of my guests one specific question, and that's just, what are you excited about right now? It could be to do with Christmas. It could be to do with just anything, but I just am interested. What are you excited about right now?
I'll be honest with you. I'm just really, really excited to spend time with my family. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but our life is so chaotic and so busy. And I'm so excited for practices to slow down and to just take time to bake cookies and just enjoy all of those moments of Christmas, every single one of them, and just relish in them. That's really what I'm excited about.
Mm,
I mean, I know it sounds small, but
no,
I mean,
no,
COVID
I
has
think,
forced us all to slow down. And I'm really kind of happy in that way.
yeah.
We need it.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's small at all, Lisa. I think it's pretty profound. And I think this whole product of the Giving Manger is a practice to slow down, to stop focusing so much on self, to focus on others. And you focusing on your family this time is just that. So it follows suit that you would say something like that. You've totally inspired me today. I know you've inspired the listeners. Where can we find you online?
So you can go to our website, which is thegivingmanger.com. And we have links there to all the retailers where you can purchase the product. And we definitely put a big focus on social media. So at The Giving Manger on Instagram, we have tons of ideas of just from the simple to really fun and exciting ideas to do with your family this Christmas season. And we're on Facebook, kind of the same thing with The Giving Manger. And you can also go to our website and sign up for our mailing list. And we send out all kinds of creative stuff all the time. So you can keep going with fun adventures throughout the year. And then our kindness cards are available on our website as well. And that's just a little deck of a bunch of ideas of fun things that the kids can kind of pick a card. And they're as simple as give someone a hug like you mean it, to leaving a sweet note in a library book, just all kinds of fun stuff. So just get creative. So
Nice. Wonderful, Lisa. Thank you again for spending some time with me today. Merry Christmas to you, and I'll talk to you soon.
so fun to talk.
Thank you to our guest today, and thank you for tuning in. Cheers. Until next time.